Okay, so next up, we're done with our planes. Set this to op2, op1. It's great. We can unpin that, make it go away, bring out our tool paths. Set the thumbtack to hold our tool paths out. We need to create our machine group settings. Machine, mill, default. I'm going to call it op1. In your machines, I think it sets that up automatically. Click on any of these. Let's go to our tool settings first. We want our tool numbers assigned sequentially. Override defaults with modal values. Check all those. Set our default program number. Let's do 5. Works. Go in our stock setup. Make sure your stock plane up here is set to op1. We're going to create stock rectangular, and we're just going to select all entities. Now this is going to select stock that is the exact size of our model. We are pretending for this part that we have been handed a perfectly sized piece of stock. It's been maybe ground or something, 2-dimension on all sides, so we're not going to have to do any cleanup paths on the outside. Once we have done that, green checkbox, we're going to go and create all of our tools, or add all of our tools for the entire project all at once. It's going to save us a whole lot of time later on, rather than having to go find them using the tool manager one by one. So to do that, once we've created a machine group, we now have a tool paths tab up here, and we can click tool manager. Up in the right here, let's click both instead of looking at just library tools. Now you should have a tool list that shows you everything that we're going to be using for the part, and let's just go down the list in order and add them all to our part project. So hit the filter here, start out with flat end mills. Let's ignore tool diameter, green checkbox, filter active, and the first thing we're going to be needing is a 3/4 inch flat end mill. Just drag and drop that up there. Then we're going to use a 5/8 flat end mill. Next we're going to use a 3/8 flat end mill. So we're going to need a 3/4 inch spot drill. So let's hit the filter again, turn off that, turn on the filter for spot drill, green checkbox, 3/4 inch spot drill. Next up we need a 33/64 drill. So let's turn the drill filter on, that one off. We're going to get something that's equal to 33 divided by 64. Drag that up right into there. Now we need a 9/16 18 right hand tap. Filter, turn that off. Right hand tap is equal to 9 divided by 16. 9/16 18 right hand tap. What do we have? 2 of them here. What are our choices? They seem pretty much the same. We'll take the first one. Next up, we're going to need a 5/16 drill. Open up our filter. Turn our normal drills on again. Equal to 5 divided by 16. Now for searching for drills, because there's so many of them, I'll often use the size filter. But if I'm picking flat end mills, I typically don't, because it makes it a whole lot easier to pick a whole bunch of flat end mills in a row. So we're back to tap right hands. Three-eighths. 3/8 is what we want. Oh, I see what I did wrong on that. Let's replace that one. I picked a 12. I didn't notice that it's TPI. I can delete this. It's just hitting delete key, select it, hitting delete. So we need to change this one. So let's edit that tool. So you need to edit this tool because I want that to be number 6 in my order here. So that would be here under finalize properties, and I can just change tool number to 6 there, and that's going to update it throughout. I can change my feed per tooth, my service feet per minute, the number of flutes. We can do all that right here. Under geometry, and you're going to have to do this later, you can change the cutting length, you can change the shank diameter, and you can change the overall length. If you have an extended tool, you can pull a standard one out of the library and change your cutting length right here, which is, you're going to have to do that for the exercise today. Finalize property is where you're going to set the tool number, length offset, and the like. So having edited that tool, I hit finish, and this moves it up in the order, so it's number 6. Now we can keep going. 5/16 drill, 3/16 tap right hand. We're going to need a 1/2 inch drill and a 1/2 inch flat end mill. So let's come here. Let's turn flat end mill on. Let's turn drill on and equal to 0.5. And that gives us my 1/2 inch drill, 1/2 inch flat end mill. Now I've talked earlier in this term about going through and modifying your speeds and feeds for all the tools at this point, which would be a good idea. All you would have to do that is right click, edit tool, come in here to your finalize property, and you can change your feed rate here, your service feet per minute, all of that you can change in here. And there's a number of resources you can use to look up what a good speed and feed would be. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to run with the defaults the Mastercam has set as I do this project. So that's nice. We've set up all the tools for this job. So as we create our tool paths, we can just drag our tools from the tool manager rather than having to go search for them each time.